So you're going to start by putting tape on the outer side of the face, and you want it to end where the eyebrow meets. You're going to take your flat brush that's kind of like this, and you're going to go into number 3 and pick up some of the product and put it on the outside to the middle of the eye, and then you're going to bring it all the way in. You'll just keep picking it up until you have the color that you need, and you want a pretty good color. And this makes a point right here, so you just bring this straight over. Okay, this comes all the way in. Okay, then you're going to pick up a little bit of a fluffier brush. You're going to go into number 4, and it's the dark color. And you're going to put that only on the outside. And it'll probably take you a couple of times to get the color as dark as you need it. You just keep doing it until it builds up the color. We're only on the outside of the eye. It's going to eventually make like a little diagonal once we take the tape off. You're going to take this little tiny brush that's flat, kind of looks like a paintbrush, and you're going to take your glitter primer and you're going to put just a little dab on the brush. Wherever you put this primer / glue, that's where your glitter's gonna go. Bring it all the way to the outside, and you just go right almost where the crease is. And it's okay if it makes a mess because we're gonna cover it up with glitter, so it doesn't really matter. Then you want to take your glitter. You open your bottle, and it's already inside because we shook it up. Take your brush and dip it in there, and you place it where you put the glue. It's okay if you make a mess because we're going to wipe all of this off the face in just a minute. Okay. Now you're ready to take your tape off. And that's what it should look like once the tape comes off. You're going to take your black eyeliner, the Super Slim Infallible by L'Oreal. You're going to lay your brush flat onto the eye and draw a straight line from the inside of the eye to the outside of the eye. You don't want it super thin, but you don't want it thick either. And try to get as close to the lashes as possible because we don't want to space. Okay, once all of that is done, you want to take one of your makeup wipes or a rag or whatever you prefer and wipe all of this off that fell off.
What are you doing, Mama? What are you doing? Mommy, what are you doing?
Now it's time for our foundation. Whatever you prefer for your child, whatever works for your child. Just dab it all around, however works for you. And you're going to take your beauty sponge that's already pre-wet. Now it's just kind of moist, and you're just going to dab it all over the face until you cover the face all up. And you want to get all the way up into the hairline. And you can turn this around so that you can get into this crease right here where the eyeshadow is. And then you want to go all the way to the ear and all the way down the neck. And this is going to take just a little while, and that's normal. Go all the way down your child's neck. So it's all nice and blended and it all matches. And once you get done with that, you'll take your concealer and you just take a couple of lines down the eye. And you don't want this to match your skin exactly. You want it to be just a little bit lighter. Then you'll take this side of your sponge and you just dab. And then if there's other areas that you need to conceal, like let's say you want to put some around your nose, you just do the same thing. You just put the product around the nose and then you just dab around the nose. Once you're completely done with that, you're going to take your pressed powder and you want to take a nice dense powder brush and put it into the product and just kind of dab it around the face. You don't want to sweep it around the face too hard because then that's going to pull your foundation around your face. This just sets all of your makeup. And then you want to go down the neck as well because you put foundation down there. Underneath the eye. Once that is done, you'll want to take another fluffy brush. So I would suggest getting 2 of these and taking into your bronzer just with a light hand on the cheek only right now. This just adds color because there's lots of lights on the stage. You want to go up on the hairline and around by the temple. Once you're done with that, you can take a blush brush and with a very light hand, just put it on the apple of the cheek. You want to make sure it's nice and blended. You don't want your blush to be one stripe. You don't want to go like this and don't do anything else. You want to make sure it's nice and blended. Depending on your child's skin color will depend on how much you need to put on. You always want to keep in mind that it's okay to put a little bit extra on because we're going to be on stage. Once you're done with that, you're going to take this fluffier brush and you're going to go into your highlight and you're just going to swirl it around. You're going to want to take the product and put it right on the top of the cheek. And it'll probably take about 2 times. You may not be able to notice it looking directly on at the child, but once the light hits the face, you'll be able to see your highlight. Now we're going to go back into our eyeshadow. We're going to take this flat brush. This is an eyeliner brush, and we're going to go back into number 3, the gold. You're going to have your child look up, and it's going to go right underneath their bottom lash. you're gonna take your Maybelline Define Align eyeliner. You're gonna put it only in the waterline, so you're gonna pull this part of the eye down. You're gonna have your child look up. It's gonna go in the waterline right here. And you want it to be enough to where you can see it, but not too much. Now we're gonna do our brows, and if you have a little bit of fallout, you can just take like a clean brush and you can just wipe it off like this if you need to. So you want your brows to be nice and straight. You don't want hairs going everywhere. After you get your eyebrows all nice and straight, you just kind of use a spoolie, brush them out if you need to. And then you'll go in lightly with your eyebrow pencil. You'll just add a little bit of extra color to them and just fill them in. Okay. And then if you want to, you can go up on the top with this light color, and you can mix it with this gold, and you can highlight the top of the eyebrow if you'd like to. You can even go in the inner corner, bring that all around. And I'm just using a nice fluffy brush to do that. And then lastly, oh, we almost forgot, mascara. So this is a nice thin brush, so you can get it on the bottoms. You'll just have your child blink nice and slow. This will probably take a little bit of practice. You can also curl the lashes before if you want. Okay, and then we'll do the bottom. If you ever get into some kind of a mess to where you have a mess underneath the eye, you can just take a small little Q-tip and wipe that up right there if you need to. Then lastly is our lipstick. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to put on lipstick, but I will show you if you need to see it. Since we're only doing half the face, we're only going to do half lipstick. And I would suggest putting on a lot and then blotting and then putting on another layer. And that's really it.